constantly thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Yes, yes, yes. We serve an awesome God. Yeah, he's so good. He's so good, so good. Anybody got any money in their pocket?
Amen. Amen.
Anybody got any food at home?
Amen.
Got any running water at the house?
Thank you, Lord.
Shoes on your feet?
Amen.
Clothes on your back? Car to drive? Got a portion of your health and strength? Yeah, that's all we got is a portion. We ain't got all that we used to have. We can't run like we used to run. We can't do all these things that we used to. We got a portion. But a portion is better than none at all. Yeah. I constantly thank you for blessing me. Some folk don't think there's a God in heaven. That's why you always say he sits high and looks low. I don't know if he's looking at you, but I know he ain't just looking at me. He constantly keeps his arms wrapped around me, takes care of me, allows me to wake. I mean, for 40 some years, 46 years, I'm telling you, I got to the point that I have to think about how old I am. It ain't the fact that I'm that old, because I'm not that old, amen. But I have to, age is not important to me now, you know what I'm saying? What matters now is that you know that you know that you know. That's all that matters now. You was excited to be a teenager. Then you wanted to be 16, and then you couldn't wait to be 18, and then 21, and you wanted to be grown, Then you wanted, 25 and 30 and all that don't matter no more. It don't matter no more. But what matters now is that you recognize that he keeps on blessing.
Amen.
Nah, not summertime either. Not some of the time. Not on Thursdays. Fridays when you get paid. I'm going to be blessed tomorrow. Remember them old folk you say that, the eagle flying tomorrow, y'all ever heard that, and the eagle fly, but the eagle been flying for a long time. That eagle is way up in the clouds. And the eagle soars so high because he got them eyes that he can see way down in the valley. And that eagle looked down one day and he saw a wretch undone. I was like, how could he see something like that way up there? But he knows. And he saw. Somebody said, well, he sees all kind of wretches undone. Yep. But every wretch that's undone is not willing to be. Y'all know. All right. Every wretch is not ready. And don't want to be changed. But the thing about the eagle, he's still saying, whosoever will. So as we get ready to look at this today, from the 4th chapter of John, and this is not what I had been preparing myself for this week, but this morning I realized that I hadn't been preparing myself at all. But this morning when he prepared me, it was time to get ready. And ready in the Lord is not like we do. We get ready to go to work, we get ready to go to school, we get ready to go to church. See, we have to take time out to do some things to get ready for all these things. But God says, be ye ready at all times. Some folks say, well, he's talking about, where he said, come as you are, there. A lot of folk think, when he said, come as you are, you can wear tennis shoes to church, you can wear blue jeans. He said, whatever you got on, just come. And that's part of your training process. You go through that thinking that. But God is really telling you that no matter how your heart is,
Amen.
all right, just come. Just come. You know, you could be an alcoholic. Come. You could be on drugs. You could be the biggest cuss on the block. Don't make no difference. Just come. And one thing about him, when he tells you to come to God just as you are. When you come to God's house, there ought to be some loving bodies in the house that are willing to accept you just as you are.
Amen. Amen.
Because if God can, we ought to be able to.
Amen. Amen.
So, I don't know why we say that. But be ye ready at all times, because no man knows the day or the hour when the Son of Man is coming. One thing we know for sure is that he's coming back. So we have to be ready. Amen? So as I was preparing myself, thinking I was getting ready, and I thank God that I'm smart enough to know that I don't need to sit around and try to get real weary and try to look through the Bible to find something to preach on Sunday. As you know, Sunday after Sunday comes, you have to be ready and be prepared. But I found out on my journey that God just saying that I just need somebody who's willing. I'll give you the word, but I want you to preach. And not always does he give me that word a week in advance. All right. So this morning he led me to the 4th chapter of John, dealing with this woman at the well. And I know, we all know how familiar this story is. But it's something about this story today that God wanted us to use, wanted us to preach, and wanted us to prepare, listen, understand, and try to be acceptable for whatever it is that God has for us in this story. Amen. There could be one person here who needs this today. But I also heard where it said if we can just help one. That if we just help one, and every time you help one, you add to the one that has been helped. All right. And every time you add 1 to 1, you don't get 1. You know what I'm saying? If you add 1 to 0, you get 0. If you add 2 to 0, you get 0, right? Some of y'all saying, well, wait a minute, what are you talking about? If you take a 0 and add it to something, if the 0 is still a 0, he's still going to equal what? A 0. I'm going to move on. Now I can't. A 0 will just be literally a 0. Now, y'all be a witness for me today. Look at the school teachers. Look at the faces of the school teachers. See, they changed them because I told y'all a little bit. But them school teachers looking at me, I love that. Because they looking at me, okay, you got to have a point here.